Night Stories. We're reading our first mystery, and this is from a book, Super Puzzle-tastic Mysteries. It's put together by Chris Grabenstein, who wrote the Mr. Limoncello's books. So each story is by a different mystery writer. And so the one I'm going to read is by Stuart Gibbs. It's called Monkey Business. He writes a lot of mysteries that are about animals. So we'll try to see if we can solve this mystery. I was getting a corn dog at Fun Jungle Wild Animal Park when some idiot tried to steal a squirrel monkey. Apparently, they thought you could steal a monkey in the same way a burglar might swipe some jewelry. Break into where it was kept, snatch it, and run off before anyone noticed. Maybe that would have worked with a more sedentary animal, like a small tortoise or banana slug or even a sloth. But no monkey was going to let you grab it and run, especially a bundle of energy like a squirrel monkey. Imagine a kindergartner hopped up on 3 pounds of candy and a couple caffeinated sodas. That's what a squirrel monkey is like. The thief had used a crowbar to pry open an access gate on the squirrel monkey cage at Monkey Mountain. After that, everything went wrong. The only squirrel monkey out that day was a 2-year-old female named Zipper, who quickly slipped the thief's grasp and bolted for freedom. It was a busy day at Fun Jungle, and the walkways around Monkey Mountain were crowded with tourists. Anyone Zipper encountered reacted to the monkey's sudden arrival in 2 distinct ways. They either recognized she was an escapee and tried to corner her, or they thought she was potentially dangerous and ran in terror. Both reactions freaked Zipper out. The closest security staff member to Monkey Mountain at the time was Marge O'Malley, who was often a bit overzealous in her attempts to do the right thing. Upon spotting Zipper, Marge immediately began pursuit, and that's when I got involved. I was at the Gorilla Grill, which was the closest place to eat by Monkey Mountain. My name is Teddy Fitzroy. I'm only 13, but everyone at Fun Jungle knows me because both my parents work here. We live in the employee housing behind the park, and I have my own official Fun Jungle ID so I can enter whenever I want. My school bus stop is by the entry gate, so I always pass through the park on my way home, usually stopping to get a snack and visit a few exhibits on the way. I was just about to order my corn dog when I heard a chorus of screams outside. Through the window, I saw a Zipper bound across a series of tables. Startled tourists yelped as a medium-sized primate sent their french fries flying and knocked over their $11.99 souvenir mugs of soda. Zipper did less damage than Marge, however, who came barreling through, knocking tourists aside left and right in pursuit of the monkey. She made a desperate lunge for Zipper, but missed her and landed on a few ketchup squeeze bottles, which discharged all at once, splattering a poor Japanese family with red goop. I abandoned my place in line and joined the chase, partly to help catch Zipper, and partly to make sure Marge didn't cause any more trouble. Sadly, I didn't move fast enough. Just beyond the grill was an open plaza where several of Fun Jungle's mascot characters had gathered for photo ops with the guests. The characters were merely adults dressed as animals. It always struck me as odd that tourists would wait up to a half an hour in the hot sun to take pictures with pretend animals when there were real animals all around them. But the guests loved it and were dutifully waiting in line when Zipper and Marge came charging through. Zipper made a beeline for Uncle Orang, perhaps mistaking the fake orangutan for a real one, and thinking a fellow primate would protect her from the crazed security guard bearing down on her. What Zipper didn't know was the person playing Uncle Orang had an irrational fear of squirrels, having been attacked by a rabid one as a child. Now, a squirrel monkey doesn't really look like a squirrel at all. Squirrels are short and squat, while squirrel monkeys are lean and spindly with long, prehensile tails. But it was notoriously hard to see out of the giant heads of the costumes. To the poor actor playing Uncle Orang, Zipper was a blur of fur that could have been a rabid squirrel. He saw her racing toward him, then felt the thud as she leapt onto his enormous orangutan head. Zipper was only looking for comfort, but the actor mistakenly believed she was attacking him. He promptly screamed in terror and began to flail his arms wildly. He didn't come anywhere close to dislodging the monkey on his head, although he did ape smack an unfortunate grandmother from Toledo. At this point, Marge arrived on scene, and rather than attempting to calm the fake orangutan, she decided this would be the perfect time to ambush Zipper. The squirrel monkey was certainly distracted, desperately clinging to Uncle Orang's megacranium like a tiny bull rider as he thrashed about beneath her. Unfortunately, stealth was not exactly Marge's forte. She came barreling in like an angry rhino and lunged at Zipper. The monkey easily saw her coming and leapt to the safety of a tree while Marge plowed headlong into Uncle Orang. The two of them smashed into Zelda Zebra, and all three tumbled into the landscaping. The head of Zelda's costume popped off, mortifying a group of kindergartners who thought Zelda was real and that they had just witnessed her decapitation. Zipper fled onward into Fun Jungle. I helped the mascots get back to their feet, then headed back toward Monkey Mountain. I figured I'd need the help of some of the primate specialists to recover the escaped monkey. It turned out that while Marge had been causing chaos in her pursuit of Zipper, a significantly more competent group of security guards were back at the scene of the crime, doing their best to apprehend the criminal. A keeper who had been on duty nearby had identified 3 tourists who had all been close to the squirrel monkey exhibit at the time of the attempted heist. While there were thousands of security cameras all throughout the park, none looked directly at the squirrel monkey exhibit. A few covered the nearby walkways, and security was able to quickly confirm the proximity of each suspect. When I came along, the 3 suspects had been rounded up and were seated in the shade of a large oak tree near Monkey Mountain, under the watchful eye of security. Chief Honaker, the head of the security division, greeted me gruffly as I wandered up. "Hello, Teddy. I figured I might be seeing you. You're never far away when there's trouble." "I didn't have anything to do with this, I swear," I said. "I know," he replied, then looked to the primate keeper, who was a middle-aged woman with the name Paget on her uniform. Paget was petite, with a short haircut and dark tan from long days working outside. "Did you see any of these people approach the exhibit?" he asked her. "No," Paget replied. "I was busy with the colobus monkeys, but I know they were all close by when the attack occurred." "I didn't go anywhere near that exhibit," the first suspect exclaimed. He was a short, pudgy guy in a baseball cap and a Fun Jungle t-shirt. He looked to be in his 20s and was kind of twitchy and nervous. "I would never steal a monkey. I'm an active conservationist." He quickly reached into his pocket. All the guards went on alert, going for their tasers as if fearing the guy was reaching for a gun. The suspect raised his hands in fear, now with his wallet clutched in them. "Don't tase me," he cried. "I was just getting out my membership card from the World Wildlife Fund." The security guards relaxed a bit. Honaker snatched the wallet away and looked through it. Sure enough, there was a WWF membership card, along with a Fun Jungle annual pass and credit card. "I'm innocent too," the second suspect said quietly. She was a meek teenager in dark clothing with a long coat. The clothing looked like it was some sort of personal statement to me, because it certainly wasn't practical for a summer day at Fun Jungle, where it was often over 90 degrees. "I didn't even know I was anywhere near the squirrel monkeys. I was trying to find Polar Pavilion. I'm supposed to be meeting my friends there." Her phone started buzzing. "That's probably them now. Can I answer it?" "No," Honaker told her. "None of you talks to anyone until I'm done with my questioning." He shifted his attention to the third subject, an older man in a spiffy suit that seemed very out of place compared to the shorts and t-shirts most tourists wore. "How about you? What's your story?" The third suspect started speaking rapidly, in Italian. The words poured out of him in a torrent. I couldn't understand a thing, but I got the sense he was confused about what was even happening. "Whoa," Honaker shouted, signaling him to calm down. Then he spoke loudly and slowly, as if that could make the man understand him. "Do you speak English?" "Inglese?" the man asked. "No, inglese, Italiano." Honaker sighed, exasperated, then looked to his team. "Does anyone here speak Italian?" "I visited Italy last year," one guard volunteered. "I learned a little bit." "Well, do you have any idea what that man is saying?" Honaker asked. Not really," the guard admitted. "Most of the words I learned had to do with pizza." Marge O'Malley suddenly came along, triumphantly bearing Zipper. She had managed to catch the monkey in a large butterfly net and had then twisted the net around the same way one might close a bag of bread to keep the monkey from escaping. Zipper didn't seem to appreciate this at all and was chattering angrily. "Our crisis is over," she announced proudly. "I have the recovered monkey." "In a net?" Keeper Paget gasped. "Oh, the poor thing." "She's not hurt, I assure you," Marge said. "I caught her way over by the giraffe exhibit." "Must have reminded her of home," Paget said, taking the net from Marge. Then she looked at Zipper, who was tangled in the netting, and said, "Don't worry, sweetie. I'll get you out of here as fast as I can." She turned to Honaker. "Do you mind if I take her? She's had a traumatic day." "Of course not," Honaker said. "Take good care of her." Paget hurried off, Zipper still in the net. As she passed the suspects, the young monkey began squawking wildly. The suspects recoiled in surprise. A tiny tuft of dark fabric slipped from Zipper's hand and wafted to the ground. Honaker snatched it up and examined it closely. It was only half an inch long and extremely fuzzy, like a woolly bear caterpillar. "What's that?" Marge asked. "A clue?" "Whatever it is, it's not mine," the first suspect said. "Mine either," said the second. The third suspect said something in Italian. "It's not his either," the security officer who had been to Italy said. "I think." He either said that or he asked where the bathroom is. Honaker sighed again. "I think we should all go someplace air-conditioned. We're in for a long round of questioning." "No, we're not," I said. "I know who tried to steal the monkey." So, do you know who tried to steal the monkey? If you want to pause and try to figure it out, go ahead and do that, and then I will read the solution. Okay, so here's the solution. Solution for monkey business. It wasn't any of the suspects, I explained. It was Paget. I don't think she's really a zookeeper at all. I explained my reasoning. Paget had said that giraffes probably reminded Zipper of home, but giraffes are African animals. Spider monkeys are from the forests of the Americas, ranging from Mexico down to the Amazon. In fact, no monkey with a prehensile tail lives in Africa. Those monkeys only live in the New World. Any keeper working with primates should have known that. Once I told him this, Honaker quickly dispatched his team after Paget, who realized the jig was up and bolted for the exit. Marge O'Malley tackled her. Both tumbled to the ground, taking down the poor person playing Kazoo the koala that day, resulting in yet another traumatic mascot beheading. It turned out Paget wasn't named Paget at all. Her name was Matilda Bleecker. She had slipped into the employee area of the park and stolen Keeper Paget's uniform. She had the intention of making off with the monkey because she always wanted a monkey. However, Matilda ended up learning the hard way that monkeys make bad pets. While being carried away from the scene of the crime, Zipper escaped the net and, recognizing Matilda as the person who tried to steal her, promptly bit her on the nose, resulting in her needing 14 stitches. As for the fluffy object Zipper dropped, it turned out to be part of one of the eyebrows of the Uncle Orange costume. It was returned and reattached without incident. The 3 suspects were each given free passes to Fun Jungle and coupons good for a complimentary $11.99 soda as an apology for being wrongly accused of monkey thefts. For my help with solving the mystery, I was treated to a free corn dog.